Today we're going to be talking about classifying and naming angles. So goal for what we're going to be able to do today is to look at a picture and give the angle different ways of naming it. There's more than one way you can name an angle depending on the information you're given. Or we'll also be classifying angles into these categories, which I'll explain more when we get there. So let's start with some naming. And I'm going to start with this first one right here. I want to write 3 different names for what we can call that angle. One way we can name an angle is, first of all, we always use the angle symbol, which looks kind of like a less than. We can just name it by the vertex or the corner part of that angle. Since the vertex is right here, I can call this angle angle E. Another way I can name this angle is to go from one side to the vertex to the other side, as long as I have the 2 sides labeled. So I can also call this angle DEF, make sure the vertex letter is in the middle. I could also go the other direction and go FED, again with your vertex in the middle. So those are 3 names that I could call this angle right here. Trying another one. Notice this time I have a number written near the vertex here. So if they give you a number like that, you can just call it angle whatever that number is. So I could call this angle 1. Just like the last one, I can name it just by its vertex. I can call it angle U, or just like with this last one, I can use the 2 points on the sides as well. TUV would be one way, angle TUV, and then going the opposite direction, actually I can do 4 here, but you know, it's all good. You can go VUT, angle VUT, like that. Sometimes you'll see a diagram that has multiple angles in it, and they'll want you to name 3 of those angles. So kind of practicing what we did here, but we want to come up with 3 different angles. So I could use this big outside angle that has A, D is the vertex, and then C is the other side. So I could say angle ADC. Again, you could switch that around and do angle CDA, as long as you have the vertex in the middle, that would mean the same thing. And then I want to talk about some of the smaller angles. I have this angle that goes through A, vertex is D, and then through B. So I can say angle ABD, or again, you could reverse it, angle B. I'm sorry, I put that in the wrong spot. I said it right, wrote things the wrong way. So from angle A to the vertex D through the side B, would be angle ADB, or you could reverse that and do angle BDA. And then let's talk about the other smaller angle. It starts with angle, or it says point B, my vertex is at D, and it goes through C as well. So we call that BDC, or again, you could switch it and do CDB. Most important thing is your vertex needs to be in the middle. The other thing we're going to talk about today are classifying angles. So an angle can either be acute, right, obtuse, or straight. Those are your 4 options for what we're talking about right now. Acute means that it is a smaller angle. It's between 0 degrees and 90 degrees when you talk about its measure. Jumping ahead a hot second, when you see this little m, then your angle symbol in 3 letters, the way we read that is the measure of angle JHM. So that just means how big is this angle, here's how big it is in degrees. That's all. A right angle measures exactly 90 degrees, and we usually signify those with that little box. You've probably seen that before. Obtuse angles are bigger than 90, but less than 180. And then straight angles look like a straight line. They are 180 degrees. So let's classify these using one of these 4 names. So first up, you have an angle. The measure of that angle, JHM, is 145. 145 is between 90 and 180. So angle JHM is an obtuse angle. Next up, we have an angle MHK. The measure of angle MHK is 90. When we're 90 right on the money, that's a right angle. You don't have to write the word angle, but you can if you really want to. And then last but not least, I have an angle MHL. The measure of that angle is 55. 55 is between 0 and 90, so angle MHL is acute. That is it for today for classifying and naming. Have a great day.